Episode 119.
Are you ready to take your eBay business to the next level? Then hold on, because Ron and Ali are going to take you into the fast lane with the latest tips and insights from some of the biggest and most successful sellers here on the So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast.
Welcome once again to another episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. I'm Ron LeBeau.
And I'm Ali Young.
Hey, everyone. We have with us today Mace Brasher. Mace, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. Ali, how you doing in Thailand there, brother?
Thank you for asking, Ron. I am doing marvelous.
Marvelous?
Yeah,
Was that some kind of
it's
Queen's
an
English?
Yes, it is Queen's English. And obviously, you wouldn't understand.
Awesome. Well, cool. Well, hey, Mace and Mandy are a husband and wife team, parents of two, and eBay sellers of licensed goods for all sports teams and colleges. They purchase closeout and overstock items in bulk to get the best prices and genuine merchandise. Mace and Mandy started selling on eBay in an extra bedroom they had before having children and then upgraded along the way. They've been selling on eBay for 11 years full time, have a 9,000 square foot warehouse in the middle of nowhere in Utah. We can talk about that later. And have 3 full-time employees and 2 part-time employees.
Yeah, this is so common. It's such a common theme on this show where people start from a tiny little bedroom. It always seems to start from the bedroom. It's never like the lounge or the kitchen. So you started from that and ended up with a 9,000 foot square. I mean, it's crazy. So let's go back to the beginning. Thanks for joining us, Mace. So how did this adventure of eBay all begin?
Well, it started with me actually buying a jersey off of someone on eBay, and I bought a size 5X because it was cheaper than the 2X that I would wear.
Jeez.
And I thought I'd just wear it a little bit baggy and it'd be fine, but then when I got it, it was ridiculous and I couldn't wear it. So what I did is I just put it right back on eBay instead of returning it, and I made a $20 profit, and at that point, I figured, hey, I could probably do this some more. So I convinced my wife to let me borrow, at that point I didn't have this as a job, so I had a full-time job, and I used $250 to put as, seed money for it, and then basically that $250 bought me 10 more jerseys, and then I just kept, every time that I would sell the jerseys, I wouldn't take any cash, I would just reinvest it and buy more, and then kind of double up, and that's how I grew my inventory. And for the first little while I didn't need to take an inventory, and then I got an opportunity where I was offered a severance package at my good job that I had, and they gave me that, and I just went for it at that point. I took that extra money and decided to bet on myself. So it was
nice.
It was a nice opportunity for me to earn an income.
Well, thank you, Mandy, for letting Mace take that chance, because I tell you what, that sounds really cool. And what an opportunity for you walking away from a corporate world, with a good severance package that, I know it was scary for you. I'm sure it was scary for you, but you took the chance and you did bet on yourself. Kudos to you guys.
Well, thank you.
That's a lot of fear there, isn't it? I mean, even though you'd seen some sales, there must be that fear there, like, geez, that, even that corporate job's pretty, but it has somewhat of a security. But there you are, banking on yourself. Did you have any fear along the way?
I have fear all the time, but you just keep going, and I keep trying to buy new stuff, and that's my constant goal, is to keep making money. So I keep having to juggle this and that and try to find the right item, the right product that works. And I don't want to hang on to my inventory forever, so I, sometimes have to mark it down to, near cost, or even sometimes below cost if, you just got to get rid of stuff.
So you started out in your extra bedroom, and then you had children. Obviously, now you had to move the goods out of the kids' room. Where did you move that, to the garage then?
Well, we took over part of the downstairs basement and then the garage. And then after that, then we actually sold our starter home and then bought a huge home that we thought, 6,000 square feet. So we thought we would have the business at the bottom part, the basement, and then it would be perfectly fine. And we filled that up within a year. And then at that point, we had to buy a warehouse. So
wait a minute, your home is 6,000 square feet?
Our home was 6,000 feet. We actually sold that house because once we bought the warehouse, we didn't need a 6,000 square foot home anymore.
Right. I was going to say, they call those strip malls in my area here.
Yeah. Well, we're in Utah and our houses are pretty big.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's one of the biggest houses in our area. But we moved from that about 2 miles away. So same area for our kids. They didn't have to move like schools or anything like that. And then right now we downgraded our home into a smaller home, but we're living on a lake and we love it.
Oh, nice.
Selling the dream there. So if you're living on a lake, how do you get all your products?
By boat. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, the products that we get, we buy, we go to trade shows and we have a lot of vendors that do mostly closeout items or sports apparel. So we do that. We buy all of our stuff from the United States, so we don't have to worry about trademark infringements. And I know every supplier that I buy from, so I'm not taking risk with product. So that helps me because I don't want to have a risk where I would shut my business down for something, dealing with trademark issues.
Definitely.
Yeah, especially since you're betting on yourself, right?
Right. I mean, I've got no choice here except for to make it work. So
that's awesome. I mean, seriously, kudos to you. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that would like to quit their corporate job and do what you're doing. I know it's not easy, and obviously you're making tough decisions every single day, but it does give you the freedoms that you don't have in a corporate world, right?
Yeah, quite a bit. Like even this week, it's been a little bit more stressful for us, but I have freedom in my availability of time. I can work whenever I want to. I can, like today I have a dentist appointment for a tooth that's been bothering me that just kind of snuck up. So I'm able to just leave and I don't have to ask my boss, which is really nice.
Yeah, so, you are your boss. You don't have to ask permission from yourself.
Yeah, I've got to pick up kids. I got to do all that fun stuff. So
yeah,
it makes it challenging, but it's a love. I love to do it, and it's been fun.
So
very cool.
I see here from your bio, you've got some workers here. So because you've got such a big area of stuff.
Yep. I have one person that just does listing. That's all he does. That's the guy from England.
Yes. Oh, that's not fair. You give the British we're not sweatshop workers. You can't just give us the horrible work.
Shut up, Ollie. No one's talking to you right now.
I like to keep it simple. And then I've got 2 other full-time people. One is a shop manager that handles all the stuff when I'm not there or handles the messages. She's great. She answers messages if I'm not able to. And then we have 2 employees, so she's one of them. And then 2 people do the shipping. And then if we're really busy, like on Mondays, then we'll have 3 people do shipping. And then I have one person do part-time. I have her do accounting, and that's the best thing in the world because that's the one thing that I hate the most. So
yes.
Right. I mean, so, wow, 9,000 square feet is a lot of area until you start filling it up. I mean, how close are you guys to filling this rig up?
We're probably about 85% full.
And you're looking now. You're looking again, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm not. I don't want to.
I want another one.
I definitely don't want to move again. So
yeah.
There's no part of me that wants to move everything in the warehouse. When I moved initially to the warehouse, it was a downstairs basement going, in a moving van. It took one trip with like 7 or 8 different people helping move it all. So that was nice. I don't want to do it again, though.
No, I bet you don't. So I noticed here, I mean, you're a serious seller. We're not talking Mickey Mouse here. You got like over 114,000 feedback here, and that's what's just left. So you're knocking out some serious stuff here. So how do you manage? I mean, I can just vision having that much going out. What's your system in place to manage to know where the product is, to getting the product out? I mean, how do you do your day-to-day business?
Well, when I first started out of the little, bedroom, I had large blue bins, and I had, size small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, and that's what I put in the bin. And I've outgrown that system because that system really is okay if you're only dealing with a few things, but when you have as many items as we do, what we decided to do is we created an inventory code. It's basically a number and then a letter combination. So it's basically like a library. And then we have all of our stuff. Every time that we get it, we bag them. That way this item is clean and fresh and it's all labeled. and it's all in massive rows of storage shelves and bins.
That's crazy. I mean, I know we talked offline, and before we started recording here, you had told us that, about 10% of your items have flaws with details, but yet you still have 99.9% positive feedback. I mean, obviously that's challenging, but how do you overcome that with 10% of your items having flaws?
Well, the thing that we do that helps us maintain good feedback is we do try to list, if it has a flaw, we try to list it very specifically with the details of the flaw, and we take clear pictures so that way there's no miscommunication. If there's a miscommunication, it's because they just didn't read the info or look at the pictures. But we do have people that, buy stuff on their phone and they don't look. So at that point, we offer returns and, the 30-day return policy, which a lot of times on some of those items, they're so cheap, it's not really even worth returning. But we will take the return on it, and, we'll do whatever we can to try and fix it. And if we mess up on a listing, or if we do something where we just can't find an item, which does happen with as many items as we have, we're honest with the buyer, and we tell them right away the item or the problem that we're having. And then I offer them a solution. I usually will offer them, if I don't have an item, I'll offer them 25% off a future purchase as a way to make up for our error. And that works a lot of the time. We don't get a lot of negative feedback from orders that we can't fill because we just can't find the item, or it's been listed with the wrong quantity, or it has the wrong code that we put on it. So I think being honest and doing it in a fast manner is definitely a huge help. I mean, if you wait a couple days to tell someone that you don't have an item for them, they're going to be, really upset about that.
Yeah, definitely. And so for, a lot of our listeners are brand new, and you had mentioned that you'll give them a 20 or 25% discount on a future item. How do you do that? I mean, how do you say Ron LeBeau is going to get 25% off on the next item? How does that work for you?
Usually if it does happen, and it doesn't happen too often, they'll just message me like, hey, I found this item. I'd like to get this. And then I'll just refund them the 25% off, or I'll change the price directly for them. I don't have a coupon or anything like that I can create for them, but we do over the top take care of the customers.
Very cool. I mean, with that 99.9% feedback on the number of feedbacks that you have, that's just incredible. You really get the feedback part of it. Yeah. And
that 0.1% really is frustrating as well, even though it doesn't make a difference. But to me, I want it to be clean. I want everyone to think, oh, this he can handle my order and he can get it out quick. We ship 2 times every day. We even ship on Saturdays. Jeez. So we are.
I have to apologize. I didn't know it would have that much impact on you.
Geez, so you're doing twice a day. So you got someone coming round, or are you popping down the local post office?
We actually there's a company that does mail pickups, and they come pick up our mail. They get paid 25 cents every time they scan the item. So it's in their best interest to come pick it up from us. So the post office does come, but they come way too early. They come at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and we can't get our mail ready by 9 a.m. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I mean, so what kind of sources? I mean, obviously, with closeouts and overstock items. I mean, is this online arbitrage kind of stuff, or retail, or how are you getting your content?
I have different suppliers. A couple of them I've met at trade shows. There's a trade show called the ASD show.
Yeah,
it's a big trade show. It's free to the public. You just have to have a business license. And then there's another show, or it's called Off Price, which they have a lot of closeout clothing and items like that. So we get a lot of our stuff from sellers that are selling there. And then, we've even contacted when Reebok lost the NFL contract for their jerseys, we contacted every Reebok outlet store, and we bought all of their closeout, all of their jerseys, because they had to get rid of them by a certain time. So we had contacted
that's smart.
At everyone that was available as far as an internet search for their phone number. So, and that worked out great.
You foresaw that and got them at a good deal then.
That was actually my buddy. Actually, there's a Reebok store by him, and he saw it. And I was just visiting him on a vacation in North Carolina, and from that point, it was like, well, we should probably call every Reebok store because they were giving us great deals.
Yep, no doubt.
Because they had to get rid of it. So,
yeah, I'm sure it was a win-win for everyone there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity if you can find it. And, people can find that kind of stuff on clearance sales at any store or a thrift store. You might find great deals on anything that, that's what I do is I try to buy something that can actually sell. I really don't care what it is per se. I do stick to sports more. But if I can sell, something that I find at a yard sale, I'll do it. It's kind of a fun thing to do Saturday mornings. Just go wander around the neighborhood and see what you can find.
Yeah, pop into your neighbor's house and have a look in their cupboards. So I noticed you're using a lot of percentages. You're like 15% off, 13% off through the eBay system. Does that help you more?
I think it does. I mean, people like to see that an item's on sale. So we usually do run a sale throughout the year. It's just different depending on what time it is. As we get closer to Christmas, that sale number is going to come down because it's going to be our busier season anyway. So we're going to do more business between October, November, December than we will the other 9 months of the year just because, with that Christmas rush. So it's a great time of the year during October, November, December. And we're just trying to set up for that right now.
So do you know how to maintain that? Because we had someone on the show before who found that sort of stuff hard. So because you have to set up percentages inside of a part of eBay, do you? Do you know how to do all that? Or do you have your work doing that?
No, that's something that's pretty easy. It's just that's a simple thing. You can only do 5,000 listings at a time, which for most people, that's probably enough. And we have, 17,000. So it usually takes me 3 to 4 days to put them all on sale. So I'll do 5,000 at a time. And right now we have it 15% off different months. During April, we might go up as high as 20% because we got to pay taxes. So it depends on when you need the money, I guess.
So you would create one for a 13% off, one for a 15% off that way. And you just bundle them all together. You don't do it by category or anything like that.
Yeah, the problem with doing it by the category like that is for us, we have so many items and there's been years and years that we probably miscategorized the items. So it would be difficult for us to put that into effect.
Okay.
It's just a lot of time intensive to try and clean up a lot of our old listings. Back when, you could list in any category and it didn't really matter. Stuff always sold.
Yep.
So
Ron and Ali will be right back after this short break.
It's only right around the corner. Ecom Chicago 2017. Innovate, inspire, and grow. Join us October 19th through 21st in Elk Grove Village, Illinois, for the 4th annual event that focuses on e-commerce and business growth. Hear strategies from expert speakers. Learn new ideas and techniques that will help to develop your business. Speak and network with like-minded online sellers, as well as experts and mentors who will be available throughout the event, such as Jason T. Smith, Kathy Terrell, Eddie Levine, and Peter Cairns, just to name a few. The wealth of experience, knowledge, and enthusiasm is sure to be mind-blowing. Go to ecomchicago.com for more information. Sponsorship opportunities available. New this year for attendees is a pre-event vendor showcase on Thursday, October 19th, where our participating vendors will be giving live, focused demos on their product or service. Life is full of numbers. Our brains process literally hundreds of numbers and equations every hour of every day. When it comes to your business, give your brain a break as well as peace of mind that the numbers are figuring up as they should with MyCost Pro. MyCost Pro is an easy-to-use automated eBay bookkeeping program for Excel that imports sales data directly from your seller account. MyCost Pro automatically generates accounting and performance reports to show you your true bottom-line profit. You can even view and edit active listing details such as price and quantity and relist unsold items directly from MyCost Pro. All you need is Excel on your Windows PC. Take control of your business and free up those long nights of crunching the numbers. Visit mycostpro.com for a 21-day no-obligation free trial using coupon code PODCAST, exclusively for So You Want to Sell on eBay podcast listeners.
Be sure to check out SoYouWannaSellOnEBay.com for the latest podcasts and all the information you need to get selling fast.
So how do you guys organize this 9,000 square foot warehouse? I mean, if I buy a particular jersey, how do you know where to locate that? What is your system?
It's that inventory code that we have, which is the 2 letters and then 2 numbers, and it's all basically alphabetized, just like a library. So I'll have my kid, sometimes they'll come in on Saturday and just go find the item, which is basically just finding, all of it's in order. So you just go to find 62AR, which would be our inventory code for like a Brett Favre jersey or something like that.
Well, you don't have to reveal secrets here. Don't tell everybody that 62AR is a Brett Favre jersey.
Yeah, no, man. Right, I'm going to start copying that one. Right.
And that's the 62. It's just an example. So that's what we do, is that code helps us, because how would we find it if we didn't have some kind of a code to locate this item?
Definitely.
No, that's really cool.
I mean, you don't want to be wasting time running around, and you might get fit 9,000 foot square house trying to find a blue hat.
Yeah, blue hats are difficult to find when you have a whole bunch of blue hats.
I'll bet they are. I can't even find mine because I don't have one. But what about pickies? What are you doing for pictures? I see you got some nice pictures there. Are you taking all your own, or they come with it?
We do take all of our own pictures. We don't usually have a lot of stock photos of our items, so we usually will take the photos, and that's something that we've been working on the last probably year and a half. I bought better lighting equipment and better cameras so that I could actually take a much better picture. And so a lot of our older items we still haven't even edited because of just getting new items. So some of them may have not as great of pictures as the newer ones that we have. Yeah. But eventually when I get slow, like in the March, April, May, and June months, then we'll start cleaning a lot of the older listings up and, figure out why are they not selling, and then try to either revise the price or revise the pictures.
Wow.
I mean, this is amazing. I think you're probably the biggest seller we've had on in the sense of feedback. And I mean, to me, it's just, I find it hard trying to find a spoon in the kitchen, imagining a 9,000 square foot house. It's just, it's crazy. So you obviously must work hard. Do you ever have time for free stuff, or do you like do a 9 to 5, like an average? Well, I don't know who the average person is, quotation mark. But what, do you do mental for a month and then have a week's holiday? What's your sort of thing?
It kind of depends on the season too. Like during October, November, December, those are my busiest months, so I'll be working as much as I possibly can. But even right now, I have to juggle between my wife, because she needs to work so that we can have healthcare benefits, because that's the one drawback with being a full-time seller on eBay, is you really don't have the benefits like you would working for a big company. Yep, so right. We don't have healthcare, and I have diabetes, so my wife works so that we can provide that. So it makes me juggle around the kids a little bit, but it's a good trade-off.
So how many kids do you have, and how old are they?
I have 2. One that's 15 and one that is 11.
So are they a part of this empire yet?
The 15-year-old does a little bit. During the summertime, she'll come in and she'll fold shirts for us, or she'll find items and go do shipping, because shipping is a very simple process, the way that we do it, where you go find your item and then we pull all of our items and they all have that code on it, and then we just put that code in, and so anyone can really do it. Even my 11-year-old has done it before, and so it makes it fun for them, and they can earn a little extra cash that way too.
Oh, you pay them?
I do pay them, because they will not work for free.
What's the saying in your house, Ron?
Nobody eats for free in my house, man. I've got 3 little kids, and nobody eats for free in my house.
Yeah, we make our kids do chores around the home, just like probably regular people do that have kids. And
yep.
But yeah, working for me, if they want to work, I'll definitely pay them.
Right,
definitely. That's awesome.
I won't let my kids listen to this then, because they're going to expect money soon. Our average meal here is $2 because we live in Asia, and that's like a 7-course dinner. So
we had top ramen for dinner last night, so I think we beat you for 3 people. We're probably at $1.
Nice.
Cool.
But that's not because my kids love top ramen, so it works out well.
You can't lose that. That's awesome.
No, keep it. If you can get fed for under $1, you're doing great.
That's right. That's awesome. Good stuff. So you got like about 17,000 individual listings at this time. Is that correct?
Yep. And then off of that, there is variations of sizes. So individual lines, we probably have 22,000 individual lines of, between small, medium, extra large. And then on top of that, some of those have quantity of 300 or 400 pieces just with one size. So it makes it difficult.
Wow, that's unbelievable, man.
I'll send you some pictures of the warehouse.
Yeah, please. We'll sit down.
You guys can take a look at that.
We'll sit down our show notes page. I'm just trying to vision it, because I've never experienced anything. So would your stock be running out and then you go out and do a massive restock, or do you just sort of over a period of time, buy stuff?
It depends on what I find. I mean, sometimes I get stuff presented to me that I just don't have money to afford, so I have to pass on a lot of that stuff. Right now, I've got an opportunity that's worked out really good, and if I had more money, I'd put more towards it. But I'm working to right now get all that extra stuff, but they're allowing me to make payments on it. Some of my suppliers, they've willing to give me a credit line, a large credit line too. So, I've had the suppliers do that, where there's one company that offered me $160,000 line of credit, which they didn't. I mean, I was with them for a while, but they didn't know me that I would actually pay $162,000 back. But it does, yeah.
So you're not the only one investing in you.
No, that was somebody else risking on me too. I mean,
that's
obviously
awesome,
they wanted to get paid back, and they did. So they're happy with me, and
that's a cool relationship, because now you know that you can go back if you need to, and they know that they can trust you and do it again.
Yeah, and I think that's important to even if you have a smaller deal, just make sure you pay your debts, because you're causing somebody else to be shorted or have to try and make adjustments. So always be responsible and pay your debts. If you have a debt, make sure you pay it.
Yeah,
most definitely.
So, I'm just amazed at this. You got some good funky stuff here. So you obviously, it's just over the years you sort of worked out how much stuff should be sold for. Does price change, obviously, if it's damaged, things like that? And you obviously make it, like you think you talked about it earlier, you make it clear?
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting a jersey that we would normally sell for like $40, if it's damaged or it has a little blemish on it, then we'll sell it for usually half price, or even $15. Or if a player gets traded, that's the worst, because basically nobody wants them anymore. So then at that point, you're just dumping it just to try and get whatever you can out of it, because I personally would rather get some money than have something sit in my inventory for another 5 years or 10 years.
That brings up a good point. That brings up a good point. So you're obviously a sports guy. I mean, you obviously know a lot about sports. So you must have to keep up with the trends. You must have to keep up with, this guy's about to be signed, so let's get some. It's a bit like, if there's a new Spider-Man movie coming up, selling Spider-Man shirts is probably a good time to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a great tool. And obviously when players or teams get hot during like the playoffs, if you have that team, then you're definitely going to get rewarded for it. But, the playoffs, you never know who's going to do well or who's going to sneak up on you. Like a couple of years ago when the Saints won the Super Bowl, I happened to have a bunch of Saints jerseys, and I mean, those things were selling like crazy. It was, I think, one of the first years that I was doing it, and I was sitting there and then with my wife, and I'm like, oh my God, we just got another purchase, another one. It was like every 15 minutes, another, and this was when I was small. So every 15 minutes I was getting another notification of a payment. So
that's really cool.
Kind of a fun little thing sitting there in December, when normally, you might be like, oh man, if you didn't have this as an opportunity, you'd be like, how are we going to provide extra money for Christmas?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and being on your own now, and living that part of the dream, it's nice to know that you've got a little bit of security going on there.
Yeah.
So what do you see the future then? Are you going to get another 9,000 square foot, or how do you see yourself growing from here?
I think what I need to do is actually just clean up a lot of my old listings that I have had for 4 or 5 years that only sell maybe once every 4 or 5 months. I got to clean those up and revise the price or take new pictures, do whatever I can to make it look better. Add better pictures is definitely going to help. And then just making any modification. There's sometimes that we'll list something inaccurate. So just going through all that stuff. But that stuff, with as many items as we have, takes time.
I bet.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of time. And you got to redo pictures, relist. I mean, I imagine it's just so time consuming.
Yeah, and there's a cost to a cost to that too. Like, do I want to try and revise something that may or may not sell the way it is, or do I want to try and put more money into revising it and hoping that it will actually sell at a better price or better pictures? So it's kind of a trade-off with what I want to do.
Tough choice.
Yeah, right now we're just listing new stuff because we've got a lot of NFL stuff that we're just barely processing. A lot of hats and coats, jackets, just a ton of stuff. So it's a little overwhelming at times.
Do you have anything like the St. Louis Rams are no longer in existence, right? And,
yep.
Would you buy like St. Louis Rams memorabilia in hopes that somebody might be interested in it? Or would you no, I'm not interested in that at all and walk away from it?
Yeah, I'm not interested in it. I do, because I get a lot of that stuff or I had the opportunity to get it. I steer away from it, even if it was offered at like 50 cents. With the way that the Rams left and how they're not going to go back, there's probably not a lot of St. Louis Rams people in St. Louis. They're going to want to wear a Rams St. Louis shirt.
Absolutely.
And there's a ton of it on the market. I mean, you could find it just about everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I could get 300 St. Louis Rams toothbrushes at like a quarter, but who's going to brush their teeth with that one?
Yeah. Yeah, apparently their teeth are already brushed. Yeah, it looks like it.
You must run out of animals in America. I mean, like every single football thing is an animal of the Rams or the Cowboys, all these.
Well,
Cowboys aren't animals though.
They are. They sit on animals. They certainly belong with animals. That's the way I analyze it. Anything that haven't you got like a little feather? Do you have like a feather team?
The Indians would be a feather team, I guess.
Indians, yeah. So I don't know. It's to me, it's fascinating because we had someone on the show last week or something we were interviewing. They also into all of this stuff, and it's fascinating how much love there is for this stuff and how much obviously people are buying this stuff because nearly all your products here are something to do with sport.
Yeah, most of it is sports. We do have some concert shirts, some Spider-Man shirts, like you were talking about earlier. We have a lot of Marvel and comic shirts. So anything that I can try and find and sell, I'll try it. I'll try it at least once. And if it doesn't work, then I will not go back to that one again.
Definitely. Well, we've run out of time here, Mace. You've been brilliant to chat with. I mean, you're seriously a serious seller here. And to be honest, the way you talk, you just come across as so laid back. It's brilliant. And you've obviously got so much experience of doing this, starting from a bedroom to a 9,000-foot square warehouse. That in itself is a story. So seriously, Mace, thanks for spending the time to come join us today. We've really, really enjoyed it.
Well, thank you for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity. And if anyone wants to look, they can go to jestersjerseys.com, and it takes you to that eBay site, basically, where you can see all of our stuff, which, if you're a fan of any team, you're probably going to find something.
Cool. Is there any other way that they can contact you, like Facebook, social media?
We do have a Facebook, which is my name, Mace Brasher, or the business is under Jesters Jerseys.
Okay.
So both of those are kind of linked together, so they can certainly do that.
Okay, brilliant. Well, we'll put all of those and we'll put them on the show notes page, which could be found at www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/show notes. That's brilliant. Well, thanks for spending the time with us here today, Mace. We've really enjoyed it. You can also check out some of the latest, greatest links on our resources page. That's soyouwantasellonebay.com/resources. From everyone here at So You Want to Sell on eBay, I'm Ali Young.
And I'm Ron LeBeau.
That's all for this episode of So You Want to Sell on eBay. Be sure to check out our next episode or any past episodes by going online to soyouwantasellonebay.com. Also, be sure to follow us on your favorite social media sites, facebook.com/So You Want to Sell on eBay, and Twitter at Your eBay Podcast. Thanks for listening, and until next time, happy selling.
Have an idea for a topic or know someone who would like to be on the show? Let us know. Just go to www.soyouwantasellonebay.com/interview. We look forward to hearing from you. This podcast was produced in part by Pro VoiceWorks.